It is January 2nd, which means that I have officially been 25 for a whole month. So I thought I would impart upon you some knowledge from my 25 years as someone who is an older sister but does not have an older sister myself. These are kind of things I would have wanted to know as my younger self, not to say that any of this advice is like gender specific. Being 25 now, my frontal lobe has developed. Like, I feel like something has shifted because the amount my life and my outlook has changed over the last year has been kind of incredible, but I can very confidently say that I'm quite happy. I'm really looking forward to the year towards 26. I think it's going to be one of my best years. I feel like with age, every year I feel more and more like myself. I know my outlook will continue to change a lot, and I'd say the goalposts have moved. The goalpost used to be like turning 25. Now, like, immediately my next big number to me is like 27 and then like 30. Something's never changed. Just keep that in mind, that the goalposts will continue to move. Lesson number 1 is the only way to truly grow and truly gain freedom is to run towards your fears. Fears become our limits, and really confident people aren't just born that way. It's something that is worked at over time by constantly facing your fears despite being afraid. It's being scared but knowing that that feeling is temporary and not limiting yourself, and so doing it anyways. I'm someone who deals with anxiety personally, and so I know how hard it is to do this, but trust me, like, one of the ways I've overcome my anxiety the most is literally just by facing my fears and realizing that, like, I had nothing really to be scared about. Build self-care into your everyday routine. This is something that I do to avoid burnout and also to fend off depressive episodes. Maintaining a solid baseline is the best thing for you, and my therapist even mentioned routines are the enemy of depression because depression hates routine. Number 3 is that kids had it right. Play is so important in your everyday life. As an overthinker myself, I forget how important and how good it can feel just to turn your brain off and schedule some fun, dumb activity. I think so often we think that everything we do has to have a point to it. Having fun is like the point of life in a way. Like, we do our jobs and we do our chores and stuff so that we can leave space for us to enjoy ourselves. And so make time to do the things that you feel like have no point. Go play Minecraft like when you used to be a kid, or build a Lego set, or color in a coloring book. It doesn't have to be childlike activities, but in general, just do something in your everyday life that doesn't have the point of furthering your self-development or becoming a side hustle. You are never stuck. It is never too late to make a change. Our identities are so fluid, and I think we get caught up often in like, I am this kind of person, I'm not that kind of person. Maybe you're someone who's never gone to the gym, so you think like, oh, I'm not like a gym bro, like I can't go to the gym. These are things that really box us in. This can apply to anything: moving to a new city, changing jobs, making a new friend, trying a new hobby. Change is scary, but staying the same is so much scarier. And you have to look at it in a way of like, if my circumstances just stayed the same as they are now forever, would I be happy? Or is doing a scary thing worth that discomfort for a short period of time? Listen to your gut. Right? Is it a habit, or is it a conscious choice that you're making in your life? Oftentimes, between two situations, we will choose the suffering that we know over the suffering that we don't know because it's comfortable and it's familiar. Realistically, though, suffering is such a huge part of life inherently, and so you have to choose kind of which suffering you want. Number 5 is don't fear being a burden. This is really part of what being a community is inconveniencing each other because you would do the same for them. This is something that I often fall into, is feeling like, oh, I don't want to be a burden, I don't want to have to ask for help. Maybe it makes me feel weak to have to do that, but it's okay to have needs, and it's okay to need help. It's okay to need people sometimes, and it doesn't make you any lesser. Number 6 is be the one to make the first move. When it comes to making friends, especially in adulthood, I think everyone is open to making new friends, but nobody likes to make the first move. So if you see someone at an event and you like their vibe, strike up a conversation over the event. And if talking goes well, ask for their phone number and see if they'd like to hang out sometime. If you meet a friend of a friend at a party and you enjoy your conversation, maybe say like, let's get coffee sometime or something. More often than not, this has worked for me, and I've honestly found some of my favorite people through this. If that's too scary for you, you can always start off with something like Bumble BFF. That's honestly where I've made some of my best friends. Number 7 is don't tie your feelings to your identity, because by labeling yourself, for example, as an anxious person, that's boxing yourself in and giving power away to that emotion. This is something my therapist says all the time, but feelings are not facts, and so we shouldn't identify with them. We should let them come and go. You feel thousands of things in a day. Think of like all your emotions as like fish in a pond. You are the pond, you are not the fish, you know what I mean? So basically, by identifying with anxiety, it feels like I'm dooming myself to a future of anxiety. But realistically, how you should act towards your feeling is being like, I'm feeling this way because of XYZ, but I can get through it because XYZ proof. I can go so much more in depth on anxiety. I could make a whole nother video about this, but baseline, just don't identify with your feelings, because all feelings pass. Number 8, it is okay if you need to be medicated in some way. I felt a lot of shame when I first had to start antidepressants, but honestly, they've helped me so much, and it's totally fine because everybody has their thing, right? Everybody needs to manage some part of themselves, and so you shouldn't feel any lesser for having to use modern medicine to help deal with it. Obviously, there is no like magic pill solution. I think lifestyle changes and stuff are ideal to marry with medication, but if you have to be medicated for some reason, like, it doesn't mean you failed in any way. Number 9, I think this is a common one that people learn in their 20s. It is okay that your circles will not be the same forever, or your social circles, especially in adulthood, do change quite a bit, and it is really just the natural flow of things. As we grow into ourselves, the types of people that we hang around change, and sometimes it can be bittersweet when friendships come to an end. That's okay. And honestly, over the last 2 years, I've met some of my best friends, and so you can meet some of your best friends at any time, and I know in the future I probably will meet some great friends too. I know I have that to look forward to. It is my belief, you can absolutely disagree with this, but it is my belief that you and your partner should absolutely adore each other as people first, rather than as partners first. In this way, to me, you'll always feel seen and heard as a person. You'll want the best for each other as people and work towards that goal for each other. You'll have a selfless kind of love where you give in equal measure and feel really cared for. And so that's kind of my stance on love at the root of it. If you can find a partner that adores you, who you adore as a person as well, you will be very much set up for success. Number 11 is remember that everything is absolutely temporary. I can't even count the number of times I've had an absolutely awful day and then the next day has been a really good one. Even like on an hour by hour basis within a day, you can like turn things around at any moment. Yeah, try not to fall into this bad habit that I have of extrapolating your current circumstances into the rest of your life, not becoming attached to any given moment. Number 12 is cultivate your sense of free will. And what I mean by that is like, go to the place you've been wanting to go by yourself. Try that new hobby that you've been wanting to try. To me, doing these kinds of things have grown my self-confidence, grown my sense of freedom and independence, and they've really helped me enjoy my own company. And although I say routine is important, I also think it's equally as important to break routine sometimes to show that you have free will. Balancing off that point of view, I also think community is very important. It provides me with such a boost boost of energy. Just being in a space with a group doing a shared activity, you really feed off of each other's energy and feel like you're part of something. And so ways that I've been having that in my life lately has been, I've been trying to do a yoga class or a meditation class so that I can kind of be part of a collective. Number 14, if you feel down, eat something, especially vegetables and protein. Go for a walk and take a shower, or even just do an activity like coloring in a coloring book or listening to a podcast. It can be something so low lift, but generally speaking, bed rotting will not be a solution when you're feeling down. It really often, for me at least, just makes me sink further into it and start ruminating in my head. And although processing your emotions is very important, don't get me wrong, feel the feeling, let it pass, journal about it, talk to a friend. Gazing at your wounds forever really isn't helpful, and isolation is rarely the answer. It's better when I have an empty day to not be aimless with it, because if I'm aimless with it, I will end up bed rotting and getting depressed. If I have nothing planned, I will literally just be like, okay, today I need to like do laundry and I need to like grocery shop and I have to cook dinner. It is important, it is so important that you do the thing that is not enough, because oftentimes when I'm bed rotting, I'm like, oh, like I guess I could like listen to a podcast, but like that's not gonna change anything. I could just continue laying here. But it's like, no, like try it. It will change your mood, and then that will snowball into you being like, oh, maybe like I'll go down and get a snack, and then oh, like I have to do these dishes, and then you'll be like, I can maybe make plans tonight or something, right? Like it tends to snowball into something much more positive. Generally though, just do the thing that is not enough. Number 15, we're getting there. When it comes to career, make sure you choose a job that aligns with your values. And what I mean by this is whether you value work-life balance, money, good culture, the content of the job itself, or the amount of stability, the amount of travel. Figure out what really matters to you and pursue those things in your career. Of course, the job itself matters in a way of like how much interest or passion you have for it. That is something you should definitely prioritize too. But for me, for example, what I really value is having a good culture and having a good work-life balance. Money is important to me, but once you hit a certain threshold where it's like I can afford my everyday things, then it definitely has like diminishing return. When you are buying clothes, make sure that you imagine in your head at least like 3 outfits that you could wear with this new item. And if it requires you to buy like another 1-2 pieces of clothing, don't buy it, because that's kind of how you just fall into the loop of consumerism and like not having a wardrobe. You just have different pieces of clothing that don't really fit together, or like you need to have a huge amount of clothes to even put an outfit together, you know what I mean? I also like thinking about the purchase first. I try not to impulse purchase, and so when I am looking at something online or in store, I think if I walked away right now, or if I closed the tab right now, would I even regret it later? Like, would I think about this tomorrow? And more often than not, it's a no. There is no prize and no glory in suffering. If you have a headache, take the Advil. If you hate your situation, then change it. If you need help, then ask for it. In general, just if you have the option to end your suffering, do so. If the suffering is not gonna lead to anything better at the end, then just end your suffering. Take vitamin D3 for seasonal depression, and take a B100 complex for your everyday midday slumps. It really helps with your energy levels. Usually the thing that you have been putting off on your to-do list is so much easier and takes so much less time than you think. Just get it done. Make it enjoyable as possible for yourself to do it. Honestly, you're gonna feel so much better after you get it done that you're gonna wonder like, why did I put that off for so long? This did not take that long. What was I so scared about? Now I have an increased sense of freedom. Family is important, and so keep in touch and make time even if you live apart. Number 21, happy accidents, synchronicities, everything happens for a reason, rejection is redirection. You've probably heard this said in so many different ways. You'll realize later that it all worked out in the right way and at the right time, no matter if it felt so awful in the moment. What is meant for you will never miss you. I personally see life as a marriage of effort and luck. I choose to think that I'm a pretty lucky person. Jumping off of that, number 22 is don't let the small things bother you. There is two ways that you can look at life. You can be cut off while driving, you can spill your coffee, hit every red light on your way to work, but if you choose not to let it bother you, then you're gonna have such a better experience of life. Your perspective really is everything. And honestly, like, nobody likes being around someone who's constantly complaining. Become more okay with everything not being in your control. This one I'm still trying to learn myself. Let yourself get excited. I don't know why this is, but I find it so uncomfortable to show like strong emotion, especially like excitement. I don't know why, but I feel like it feels embarrassing, and it's totally untrue though. Like, excitement is such a wonderful emotion. I love seeing people super excited and passionate about something. I think it's just a matter of I have always lowered my expectation as to not be disappointed, but really, like, that's no way to live. Realistically, even when I'm like lowering my expectations, like a small part of me still is hoping, so it's like I might as well just hope, because like at the end I'm still gonna be sad about it, so it's like I might as well enjoy the joy in the moment, right? Number 24, our before last lesson, also one I'm trying to learn myself, is to celebrate the little wins. Just because you expected it to work out, I'm speaking to you guys, high achievers, doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to be celebrated. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be proud of yourself. And finally, number 25, if you have to move living situations many times, I've personally moved like 10 times in the last 5 years, decorating, like putting up even just a few posters, a little vase of flowers, routines, so maintaining a consistent routine and getting to know the area, becoming a regular at a coffee shop, those are all going to be the best things you can do for yourself to feel at home as quickly as possible. I know this because I've had to do it many times, and will probably have to do it again in the future, and that is really truly the thing that's helped me the most, as well as just like unpacking right away so that you can feel settled. So that's it, guys. Those are my 25 lessons at 25. I hope you found something that was helpful, and I'm sure my perspective again will change. Honestly, you have nothing to worry about. Being 25 has honestly been my favorite age I've been so far, and I'm thinking it's gonna be a really good year. Quarter life crisis pending / maybe already in progress. They call it a crisis not because it is bad for you, but because it kind of comes with this grand shift in your life. And I think 25 is an age where it makes sense that it's coming at that time, because when you think about it, you've likely been in school your entire life, and then you're only now like a few years out of university, maybe just starting your career for the first time. You've been in your first job for maybe a few years, and so then you kind of realize like, oh, this could just be the rest of my life. That's why you probably see a lot of people like quit their jobs, move to another country. Right now everyone is going to Japan and starting a run club. Yeah, I would say quarter life crisis isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can actually be a very good thing, and I'm looking forward to mine, low-key. But who knows, maybe catch me at 30 and we'll see what I have to say about that. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful year and that 25 is a good year for you. Bye.